This is a comment somebody left on my False Awakening video. I don't believe that this somebody has watched any of my previous videos. I believe that I've clearly explained that awareness is the information you gather, whereas the awakening comes from within yourself. In a way, you could see it as the things that have been repressed since birth, with the help of all of these things that they put out there for us. And the ones that I mentioned in Are You Aware or Awake Part 1 are just a few of them. This is why this whole thing is based on trust. So if somebody felt that what I said is right, they would stop consuming all of the nonsense, and they would try to change their lives, try to change themselves. But if you go on the channel of the commentator, you will see that this is of course not somebody who listened to me. I don't feel like I'm giving information to people for the most part, but I'm not doing what people like David Icke do and all of them. You can blame people if they see videos with shining lights. It looks nice. It seems like something you have to do, but this is the deception. This is why I've also said what I believe meditation is about, and the stances you have to go in are not needed. What is useful is thinking back 100 years ago and how it was then. How did people deal with their problems? For example, when you have teenagers taking a lot of medication nowadays because they can't deal with their problems, the problems aren't going to go away. Will still always be there, except that you will be even more sick physically and mentally. Let's say we live in a imaginary world where it's split in half. One side is red and one is blue, and this is how it feels like explaining these things. It's like explaining how a color looks like, which you know is not possible. You cannot explain how a color looks like to somebody who is blind. So if you're still on the blue side and you believe that you're going to become awake by watching mine or anybody else's videos, then like I said in False Awakening, that's not going to happen because you have no clue how the color red looks like. You will always stay on the blue side. It's like you're carrying a lot of luggage and you cannot move, so you cannot travel to the other side. Of course, only you yourself can know what this luggage is, and everything that makes you into who you are as a human being is down there in the hole. But it's not completely gone, it's not destroyed, which is why I said in my video live that generally speaking people could wake up. But seeing as the whole movement is controlled, I don't see it happening. It's only heading into the order out of chaos, or whatever they have planned. That was just to sum up what I was talking about in my last few videos. Here's another comment somebody left on my video called Life. If you go on his channel, you will see that it defines the word brainwashed. I could point out so many things, which is also why I never reply to people like him, except if they would message me in private, because then I feel like they actually want something. because I already explained what I feel like people are doing when they comment on my videos. But let me get into this comment. Getting out of video gaming is hard at my age. Everybody talks about it and it's frustrating, so as all your friends talk about it, you have to do the same to be part of conversations. I'm going to stop here because I already see some problems. He says that everybody talks about it. But if you're going to hang out with brainwashed people, that it shouldn't come as a surprise that you will be living in the blue world yourself. You don't have to do the same. And why would you even want to be part of conversations about such things? And I want to mention that generally joining groups of any kind is a bad idea because it will take away your individuality. And this also reminds me of things that I've heard when people don't want to talk about their beliefs with their family or friends, maybe because they're scared being left out, then you can know that you're still living in an illusion. If somebody can't accept you for who you are, then I don't see why you should even care. If people weren't like this, then everything would be different. But you're doing exactly what the people in power want you to do. It's clear to me that the commentator can't even control himself. He says, that's why I keep buying into it. Back when I had no idea about any of this, I used to play all the time. I'm still addicted now. I'm probably an idiot for even doing this, but I'm trying to complete what I have to end the addiction. This is the major problem with people. And it's not just video games. Let's take TV shows, for example. If somebody watches a season of some TV show or some series, and they watch my video called Unplug Yourself, if they would still continue and finish the season, they, just like this human being who wrote this, will not change in any way at all, because they're still addicted and they're still controlled, because they feel the need to continue and to finish what they put out there for you. If you could stop in the middle and say, no, I'm not going to be your slave and I'm not going to consume this nonsense, then you would actually see some change. And in this case it's even worse, because the commentator also uploads videos of the games. So he's not only consuming it, but he's also spreading it. And if you look back at the first sentence, getting out of video games is hard at my age, you also have to understand that getting out of these things is hard at any age, because even if he stops playing video games, something else is going to follow. Because if you finish a video game, doesn't mean that you stop your slavery. You will simply hop on the next thing that is trendy, that is popular, most likely without realizing it. That's the case with many people. And you'll keep doing what everybody else is doing. You will still live in the illusion